This video is about you. It's also about The Godfather and about a weird shade of yellow, which is why I'm wearing my goofy Winnie the Pooh t-shirt. Stick around and you will find out how it all comes together. Mario Puzo has never written a screenplay in his life. Not a draft, not a scene, not a single page. And yet, he wrote The Godfather, one of the greatest films ever made. He did it on pure instinct, following his own novel, feeling his way through a medium he had never worked in before. He won the Academy Awards for the Best Adapted Screenplay. Then he did it again for Part 2. 2 Oscars, 2 masterpieces. And then Mario Puzo thought, I should probably learn how to write a screenplay. So he bought a book. Opened to chapter 1. Chapter 1 said, to understand great screenwriting, we will use The Godfather as our model. He closed the book and never opened it again. I tell this story a lot to entrepreneurs because I see it happening in every industry and on every level. You built something real, not because you followed someone else's formula, but because you trusted yourself. And then someone came along who has a better system, a proven framework, a course that will tell you exactly what to do next. And so you bought it because trusting on only what you know already felt risky or arrogant or lonely. But I want to tell you, there is no universal formula to building a business. And people who are selling you one are selling you one that worked for them in that season, in their circumstances. Some of it will be useful, but the thing that got your business to where it is right now, and the thing that will take it further, is already in you. When we ignore that inner knowing long enough, it starts showing up differently as anxiety, as exhaustion, as hitting a goal and wondering why it doesn't feel the way you thought it would. In my world, that has a name. It's called the ash dragon. If something I said already landed for you, if you can recognize that pattern of pushing and still feeling hollow, the Dragon Quiz will name exactly which pattern is running you right now. The link is in the description. But stay with me because I want to show you what it looks like when someone builds something without losing themselves in the process. You may have seen this story in the news. In 2017, Crayon retired a specific shade of yellow called Dandelion. A woman named LaKenzie Lee Andrea Powell, who had loved that crayon her entire life, did not take it quietly. She started collecting every dandelion crayon she could find. She made videos. She opened a P.O. box and strangers sent her crayons from across the country, 700 of them. She built what can only be called a shrine to a crayon. She had no formula, no blueprint, no guarantee that anyone would care, just that unshakable inner knowing that this mattered. And the internet gave her its full attention because you can feel that kind of zest for life through a screen. In March 2026, Crayola brought Dandelion back permanently. One person, no budget, no strategy, changed what a multinational company sells because she trusted her own instinct completely. She never lost the joy, not for a single video. What did she have that most entrepreneurs lose along the way? I think the answer is this. She was fully engaged, and yet she wasn't invested in the outcome. my mentor Michael Neal talks about investment and engagement as two separate forces on the creative journey. Engagement means how much of yourself you bring to the process. Investment is how much you need from the outcome. They look like the same thing, but they're not. Low engagement, low investment, you're not building anything. You've checked out entirely. Low engagement, high investment, you are holding back, not bringing your full self, but desperately attached to the result. The fear underneath is usually, what if I give everything I have and it still doesn't work? So you hedge, you give less, and you wonder why you are getting less back. High engagement, high investment, this is where most entrepreneurs are. Giving everything, watching the numbers, taking every setback personally, running hard, not switching off, doing all the right things and wondering why it feels like it's costing too much. That quadrant has a name. It's where the ash dragon lives. The ash dragon is burnout, but it's not laziness and it's not weakness. It's what happens to people who care deeply and have been giving everything for a long time, with no real trust that the outcome is not entirely their responsibility to carry. The ash dragon is not your enemy. It's your drive, your passion, your fire, temporarily pointed at something you cannot actually control. The fourth quadrant is where the answer lies. High engagement, low investment. This is LaKenzie with her Crayon. You bring everything you have. You make the most alive, most specific, most true thing you can build. And then you release it. You move on. Not because you don't care, but because you trusted it enough to give it everything. But the outcome belongs to something bigger than yourself. And by releasing it is how you preserve the energy to show up again and again with your inner knowing intact. That is not a strategy. That is how you build something that lasts. Mario Puzo wrote a masterpiece because he hadn't yet learned to distrust himself. LaKenzie moved the company because she trusted her instinct and didn't wait for anyone's permission. Your inner knowing isn't a nice to have. It's the foundation on which everything is built. The dragon quiz in the description takes about 2 minutes. It will name which of the 5 dragons is most active for you right now. It's free. If you are ready to go further, if you want to work on this, the link to book a call with me is also in the description. That is what I do. I help entrepreneurs return to what they already know. See you in the next one.